What's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. I was busy yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to put a video up. I apologize. But at any rate, this was yesterday, and this is in the Washington Times, and it's showing the Pope asking prayers for sex abuse summit at the Vatican. And I love the picture that they chose. This picture, everything that's put in front of the public eye, everything that's put in the media is done by a team of people that check it, they do focus groups, etc. The fact that he's covering his mouth and giggling is it doesn't surprise me whatsoever at all. He's asking for prayers for sex abuse summit. He's not asking for prayers for all the priests or all the victims whatsoever at all. And oddly enough, this comes out yesterday or on Sunday, and this comes out the same time. It's not a closet, it's a cage. Gay Catholic priests speak out. The crisis over sexuality in the church goes beyond abuse. It goes to the heart of the priesthood, into a closet that is trapping thousands of men. Do you see what they're doing right here? They're making these poor priests that have been abusing, raping, and destroying legions of children into the victim. Because it's not a closet, it's a cage. And according to this article, they're talking, the guy that they're interviewing is saying that he doesn't know of any priests that aren't gay, that they're all gay. Do you see what I mean? So does it make more sense when things like this pop up? When you see the Pope and his cardinals sitting in front of this abomination. They claim that it's Jesus being resurrected and all the angels, but if you look at this picture, I'll leave links in the description, this is a horrific scene of the pit being open and Lucifer and all of his demons bursting out. It's obvious, it's self-evident. And this is why they chose things like this. These guys aren't praying for people to be delivered from the sin whatsoever at all. They're not telling people to put on the full armor of God. The Pope is too busy trying to establish or do his end and establish the New World Order. The Pope is a Jesuit. The Pope took over the Vatican. The Jesuits have an oath, and the more it's been debunked, the more it seems completely real. This is it right here on a Christian website. When a Jesuit of the minor rank is to be elevated to command, he is conducted in the chapel of the Covenant of the Order, where there are only 3 others present, the principal or superior standing in front of the altar. On either side stands a monk. And this goes on and on and on and on. But here's the actual oath. Now, once Snopes debunked this, I knew it was real. I, Pope Benedict, now in the presence of Almighty God, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the Blessed Michael the Archangel, the Blessed Saint John the Baptist, Holy Apostles, Saint Paul, and all the other saints, and to you, my ghostly father, the Superior General of the Society of Jesus, founded. I'll let you read all this because I don't want to read it, but it is unbelievable. If discovered, if their plan of deception is discovered, they will make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants and liberals, as I am directed to do, to extirpate and exterminate them from the face of the earth. I will spare neither sex, age, or condition, and that I will hang, waste, boil, flay, strangle. You see what I am saying. Do you know what this oath reminds me of? It reminds me of the oath that Israel uses. This is the motto of the Israeli spy agency Mossad. By way of deception, thou shalt do war. Do you see what I'm saying? That sounds exactly like what Kennedy was railing against before they blew up his head. Do you see what I mean? But they're almost identical, and the tactics are the same. Again, there's no reason, there's no mistake why they picked this particular picture. You see what I mean? Because this is the Vatican. This is the Vatican. The Lucifer telescope. This is unlike any other telescope there is. I've done video after video on this. This telescope isn't looking into outer space. This telescope is looking directly into heaven. This is what's called a Santilli telescope. Now, I did a video on the Santilli scope a long time ago, but long story short, this is what it is. This is a company called Thunder Energies, and what the telescope does, it can see dark and light energies, they're calling it. So long story short, the Santilli's telescope is a fairly new invention, or it's a fairly new invention that they've actually told us about. But it allows them to see dark and light energies. So according to the guys that invented this thing, they said the entire Earth is surrounded by quote-unquote aliens. The right word would probably be angels or illuminaries. But that's what this does. They're not looking for Nibiru. They're not looking for wormwood. I really truly believe wormwood is something that people just don't understand. Now, I saved a video by a preacher that explained wormwood, and I'm going to show it to you.
Look at Revelation chapter 8, verse 10. It says the third angel sounded. So we already had the first two trumpets. This is the third trumpet. And there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. So this is not some star, again, not my proof text, don't worry. This is not some star that is coming from some distant galaxy and destroying Earth. Because that's what a star would do. You believe in the globe Earth, those stars are technically suns, and if they hit Earth, Earth is done. That's it. It is done. And it says, there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon a third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. There is no way a star on a globe Earth would ever hit only a third part of the rivers and waters. Right. It would destroy the whole Earth completely. So it says a third part of the waters became wormwood. I believe that the reason he called this star wormwood is because it has all the properties of wormwood that you would find on the Earth. A third of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. That's very important there. Notice, they were made bitter. Why were they made bitter? Because the waters became wormwood. So what is wormwood? What is wormwood? Well, turn to Proverbs chapter 5. Proverbs chapter 5. Wormwood is actually a literal thing. Wormwood is a literal thing. And I just want to show you a couple Bible verses that just show what wormwood actually is, and then I'll give you what it actually is, scientifically. Look at Proverbs chapter 5, verse 4. It says, her end is bitter as wormwood. So it's describing wormwood. Whatever this specific thing is called wormwood, it is very bitter. You notice that, again, in Revelation 8, verse 11, it said, many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. So this wormwood has a quality that makes water bitter, right? You see that there? Bitter as wormwood. Wormwood itself is bitter. Sharp as a two-edged sword. Turn to Jeremiah chapter 9. Jeremiah chapter 9. Wormwood doesn't have to be combined with water. It can be combined with anything. But look at Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 14. It says, but have walked after the imagination of their own heart and after Balaam, which their fathers taught them. So he's talking about a very evil people that are walking after the devil. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink. So this wormwood is a punishment that God is giving the people that are worshiping Balaam. So what is actual wormwood? Well, if you actually look up what wormwood actually is, it is a literal thing in nature, and it's called, the definition of wormwood is a woody shrub with a bitter, notice that word bitter. Remember, bitter is everywhere in the Bible. Every time it's talking about wormwood, it's saying that word bitter. A woody shrub with a bitter aromatic taste, used especially and formerly as an ingredient of vermouth and absinthe and in medicine. So, but that's just describing wormwood is. But the wormwood has many other different qualities. So if you have a tiny little bit of wormwood, it's not going to kill you. But mind you, a third of the part of the waters become wormwood, and many men died of the waters. Because it was talking about the rivers and fountains of waters. Isn't that where you drink from? Rivers and fountains of waters? It's not talking about the sea. It's talking about rivers and fountains of waters.
So do you see what I'm saying? They're not looking for wormwood or Nibiru. They're watching the heavens. The Vatican is watching the heavens with a Santilli telescope that can see into other dimensions. It can see what the human eyes can't. Wormwood isn't exactly what people think it is. People think it's a planet that's going to come down here and take out a third of the... It's not what you think it is. And he knows it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's absolutely unbelievable to me that people still defend the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is a den of iniquity. The Catholic Church has a Lucifer chamber in it. What kind of a group of people of God would have an entire room or a chamber in their building devoted to Lucifer? Well, the Vatican does. Do you see what I'm saying? It's absolutely unbelievable to me, and they're helping to push forward the gay agenda. Period. Long story short, that's all there is to it. I'll leave links in the description, but this is disgusting. It just doesn't end. They just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And chances are, as you walk through this life today or this week, you probably won't even hear anything about this because they just keep pushing inch by inch, mile by mile, whatever. It doesn't end. These people are not men of God. This is not the vicar of Christ whatsoever at all, and he knows it. His face should tell you everything. At any rate, I'm driving. I'll leave links in the description. Richie from Boston. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.